Hello friends, welcome to Hack the Hacker channel. Today we are going to see what is roles and types of roles. Okay, first, what is roles? The definition of a role is it is a independent process or the function. Uh, it is like a in other language, like example C language, we have functions now. So here role is also like a function, and it is contain the name. Every role has a unique name, and it is receive information by parameters, and it contain local declaration variables. Okay, and mainly role is the two types. One is basic role and another one is a composition role. First, basic role. Basic roles are played by an agent whose name is received as parameters. Here these roles are called by some other function. Okay, we will see that later. um, for now, this is a function, and it is called by some other function. Okay, and the actions of a basic roles are transition, describing changes in state depending on events or facts, and the information of a basic role, parameters and local variables, represents the knowledge of the player of the role. And basic role contain local, init, transition sections. Okay, these three sections contained by the basic roles. Declaration. Basic roles must include a player definition and generally contain a transition declaration section. Okay, we'll see example now. This is the basic role, and it contains role header, player, role declarations, and transition functions, and use it to bind the role and the identifier of the agent playing the role. Here player, and this role is played by the some variable identification. Okay, this is the example. It is a example for the basic role. Here role Alice. Here Alice is a role name, or it is an agent. Here it is these all are the formal parameters, and this is the information that Alice knew. Okay, and here AB are the agents, and KA comma KS are the public keys, and keyring, it is a set, and send receive, these are the channels of dy type, and this role is played by the A. Okay, it is like it is like an alias name, and our definition is here, as we say, basic role contain three sections: local, init, transition. Here local section is used to declare the variables. It contain all the variables declaration. Here we declared three variables. One is stat, it is a natural number, data type is natural number, and NA, NB, these are the text, and KB is a public key. And in init section we are initializing the declared variables. Okay, here we are declaring, here we are initializing state value as 0. Okay, and last section is a transition. In this section we write some example like if else statements. See here, this is a comment: start if Alice must request Bob's public key from key server asks. Okay, and state equal to 0, it is like if condition. If state equal to 0, and if we receive start, and b dot kb prime, it is not in the keyring, then this is a then function. That means if 1 2 3, if these three conditions are satisfied, then we have to execute these two conditions parallelly. Okay, we already know this symbol means it is a logical AND. Okay, here what we are actually doing is first we are checking state variable value, and we are checking if we got start message, and we are checking kb value is present in the keyring set. Here keyring is a set. Here we already defined it. Keyring is a set. Agent.public is set. Okay. We are checking b.kb is present in the set or not. If these three conditions are satisfied, then we are executing. We are changing state value as 1. Here we are using prime because we are changing the value of the variable, and we are sending a and b. We are concatenating a and b. Period is a concatenation operator. We are concatenating ab and we are sending back to the b. Okay, this is the one step. And in second step, this is a comment, receipt of response from key server len, and here we are also checking if state equal to 1, and if we receive b.kb prime and it is encrypted by ks key. Okay, we already know if something in curly braces underscore some key, that means this is the message and this message is encrypted by this key. Okay, and we already know what is inv function. If we pass public key parameter as inv function, it will return the private key, and if we pass the private key as parameter, then it will return the public key. Okay, and if both are true, then we are executing these statements. What we are doing here is we are changing state value as 0, and parallelly we are changing this. We already know cons is used to insert the element to this set, so we are inserting b.kb prime to the keyring. Okay, we are changing the keyring, and this is also another statement. This is also another statement. Okay, we will see this example in next video. For now, just and we are closing role. That means this is a basic role. In basic role we have role and role name, and these are the formal parameters. In formal parameters we are mention all the types of variables, and we mention what is the variable we are playing this role, played by this role, and we are defining in role we have 3 sections. One is local, it is contain all declaration part. Another one is init, it contain all initialization part, and another thing is transition, it contain all the statements which is to be executed based on some conditions. And we are closing role by end. Okay, this is all the information about basic role. Now second one is a composition role. Composition role is combines of other roles either in parallel or in sequence. It is like a group of roles, basic roles. Okay, in group of roles we are executing in parallelly or sequentially. We will see example. Composition rules describing the scenario to consider during analysis. For example, describing what is session of the protocol or what instances of sessions should be used. This is a declaration of the composition role. Composition role doesn't have transition section, but rather a composition section in which they call other roles. Okay, normally basic roles contain local init transition sections, but composition role doesn't contain transition function. It is just it is used for calling the other roles only. Okay, either in parallelly or sequentially. It is a declaration composition role. It contains role and role headers and role declarations, composition declaration, and end role. If we have composition and this symbol, we already know this symbol is logical and bracketed parameters composition list. That means it is executed this role, what we mentioned roles here is executed in parallelly. and if we use semicolon, then what are the roles we are declared here, that will execute in sequential order. Okay, we will see example here. And this is also some basic role. This is a Bob role, and this is the server role. These three are the basic roles in this example. This Alice, Bob, and server, these all are the three basic roles. And where we written, yeah, this is the our main role. In this role we are declaring composition. See, this is also role, and these all are the formal parameters, and it contain local, that means declaration. And in composition we are checking this, and we already know this symbol is logical AND, so we are parallelly executing Alice and Bob. See, here we are passing this actual parameters. So from composition we are calling the Alice and Bob simultaneously. So this will execute Alice, that means this function will be executed, and Bob, this function will be executed, and this parameters is passed by here. Okay, AB, KA, KS, key set. We already know AB are the agents, KA, KS are the public keys, and key set is a set, and send receive are the channel. Okay, we are parallel executing these roles. So composition is mainly used for the calling and running the basic roles either in parallelly or in sequentially. Okay, we are closing the role. Okay, this is all for the roles. And another thing is this we already know in C language the main is the first executed function. Like HLPS also, this environment is a main function. First we call this main function. Here we are calling the main role, that means environment. So it will call this environment role, and from environment see here we declare composition, so it will execute parallelly server and NSPK. Server is a role and NSPK is also role. See, role NSPK composition server, so it will parallelly execute server role. These all are the actual parameters. Using these parameters, that server role will be executed and NSPK role will be also be executed. Okay, this is the main information about composition. So now we know about basic role and composition role. Okay, just for short notes, role is a independent process, and it is the two types. One is basic role, another one is the composition role. And basic role contains three sections. Local is used to declare the variables. Init, used to initialize the declared variables. And transition, it is used to execute some statements based on some conditions. Okay, and these are the basic roles. And composition roles, it is used to execute this basic roles, group of basic roles, either in parallelly or in sequentially. Okay, we will see some program examples, so you will get clarity on this. Thanks for watching. Please like our video and subscribe our channel to support us. And if you get any doubt, please comment. I will answer your all questions. Thank you.